which is our core. I wouldn't want to put a ranking to that if I could, because that's not going to give you the right picture.
Madam, is the focus only on the Tier 1 cities, or you are also stretching beyond the Tier 1 cities?
So in fact, we are not in the Tier 1 cities. Yeah, very, very minuscule you'll find of our interventions. Maybe in education, that will be in any of the cities, forget Tier 1 cities. 80% of our work is in rural areas. We have covered, I think, almost 90% of all aspirational districts of India. That's our presence pan-India. In Tamil Nadu also, as I said, you've got 2 aspirational districts. We are present in both the aspirational districts in 10 blocks. So we have very, very deep penetration in rural areas. In fact, this year we have started working in border areas. So our interventions actually go to the border areas that we work in. The geography is, the canvas is huge. So we definitely want to work where there is a need.
How has been the feedback over the years, madam? And do you have any specific target over the next 5 years?
We do have targets, but these targets would be, so let me explain it this way. Under each of these 6 verticals that we have targets that have been set for us. For example, if I was to pick up, say, digital classrooms, we have a target of doing about 3,500, digital classrooms pan-India. Similarly, we have targets around teachers training. We would have targets around chemical-free farming, where we're looking at pan-India, looking at how many would we be looking at? I think about 100 acres that we're looking at, bringing 100 acres under chemical-free farming. Similarly, targets on irrigation, livelihoods, etc. These are the targets or goals that we call under which we work. So, very scientifically done, we've got targets. What may be relevant to mention here is that each of the programs or the outcomes that I'm showing you are not just numbers. These have been verified. We have a third-party research agency that goes back to the project 1 year after the project is closed and does a study and gives us those studies, and all of them are put on our website. So if you see my website for last year, I would have at least about 68 reports which have been placed there.
What are the challenges you are facing in rural areas?
So I wouldn't call it a challenge, but some of the difficulties is in initially creating a rapport with the community, right? But here I think we lean on our partners. We've got some excellent partners here who are already working in that area. So I think probably HDFC Bank would be looked at as an outsider that comes here, but because we work through our NGOs, they already have a good understanding of the communities. We also do some entry point programs, like you've seen solar lights. Now we go to the rural areas, we give them the solar lights, we demonstrate. So I think once you've demonstrated that you are there for them and you are working for them, there really hasn't been a difficulty in execution for us. Very, very receptive, both from the communities, and we've got a lot of support from local governments as well.
There are some rural areas which are affected by wild elephants and these wild animals. So are you doing something for them?
Yeah.
For the farmers?
We do, and in fact, when we are working with the farmers, we do help them with fencing. So we've done solar fencing. We've done solar fencing in many areas to show them how it works, low-cost models to depict what is the overall outcome and how effective it is, and we found a lot of them replicating that. So we've looked, in fact, I remember in one of the areas, I don't know if it is in the south, where we had a lot of elephants coming in. I think it was in Uddar, in here only, where we created an enterprise of honey, we put honey, what do you call that, as an enterprise, yeah. So that itself, sort of helped in reducing the number of animals attacks on the farm. I think if you like more, I can have someone in the local language explain a little bit more later. But definitely that's something that we do.
So all your CSR programs are implementing through NGOs or directly or
So as per the CSR rules, you can either do it through an NGO you can work, or you can do things directly. Where there is something which is, say for example, a hospital wants machinery, there I would do it directly through a vendor. But I would say close to 90% of our work is done through our NGO partners.
How do you rely on NGOs? Do you have any monitoring system, rural monitoring system?
So I would, sure. So good question, but I would say why not rely on NGOs? I think they are excellent. They are very good grassroots rooted organizations that have been working in the field and have demonstrated their expertise. So I think that relationship of trust is there. But we have also excellent systems for monitoring. So when we give funds, we don't give open funds. Each of the funds are attached to a particular activity. We have very good systems in terms of online systems through which we monitor these projects. I have staff on field, some of which are here, who actually go and visit these projects. So there is definitely, and also we have audits that happen. So I think I would like to say that HDFC Bank, true to its nature, has got extremely good processes, and we are accountable for the money that we spend because it is CSR funds, and we have good systems, good governance systems which ensure that the money is well utilized, and that can be demonstrated when we do the impact assessment.
I think you want to add that you're on ground in a number of places. It can't work remotely with just the NGO partners.
No, absolutely.
So your people are on the ground.
Yeah. So we've got about 70 people in the team, and these are people who are engaged on the ground. So like we have Shrija here and Prince who are working in the region here, and we've got 2 more who are not here. So we've got 5 people that are there and are working in the south. So, and their job is to go onto the field, visit these projects every quarter and give us a report.
Ma'am, rules mandate that.
Yes.
Rules mandate that any company, they have to spend more than 2% of their net profit for CSR activities. So what is so unique about your CSR activities, and what is the percentage that you spend from your net profit? The second thing is, what is the CSR allocation for the current financial year of FY26?
So, yes, you're right. So, you're right that 2% is what is the CSR mandate. You also know that there are many companies that meet the mandate, and many that are not able to meet the mandate. We've been meeting this mandate consistently over the years, and in fact even overspending in some cases. I wouldn't be able to tell you about budgets which are not disclosed as yet, but for the current financial year, we've definitely crossed about 1,000 crores, and we have a plan to spend all of that. Right? So in the last financial year, again, those numbers are there in the domain. Your question as to what we do differently and why we feel that we're not saying we are the best, but in addition to the mandate, the 2% mandate, what's unique about Parivartan is that our program is not just about charity. It's not just about giving. It is about involvement. It is about consistency. It is about ensuring that you meet the end outcome. And if you interact with any of the 10 partners, you will see that the bank does not believe in checkbook philanthropy. We are there on the field with them to execute, to monitor. We stay with the project for 3 years to see that we've met whatever it is done, or whatever we had set out to meet. And I think that, and our outreach, our pan-India outreach, I think these are the 2 very, very strong areas that I would like to put forth in terms of the strength of Parivartan.
Madam, Tamil Nadu government is implementing various social welfare schemes. Are you funding any of these schemes like in education, non-mudalwar scheme and some other social development scheme?
Sure. So, as you are aware, the government has many schemes, both education as well as skilling, which is one of the priorities. As per CSR rules do not allow us to fund any resource gap in a government scheme, right? So that is something that we would not do. However, and we have a lot of conversations with the government in terms of what are their areas, what are their priorities. For that, my team as well as our branch team here is constantly in touch. If there is a requirement which is over and above what they are doing, which supplements what they are doing, then definitely we do work with them. We are working in various schools and in hospitals in upgradation of the infrastructure, where we reach out to them for recommendations and get a list of those that are most in need. So this is definitely a collaboration that happens.
Madam, you already spent a sizable fund, 1,068 crore, and any set targets, what is the...
How far you can reach?
No, so we've, last year's you're talking about, we've already met that 100%, we've met our 2% targets, and this year also we will meet our 2% targets, because it is done, the planning is done in a very scientific way. At the starting of the year, we plan our budgets, we do our allocations, and we start our projects, and we spend, we are quite confident that we'll be able to meet the 2% this year as well. Today we are here to present about Parivartan, which is our CSR brand for HDFC Bank. Under Parivartan, we have been doing phenomenal work on community development across 6 verticals or 6 focus areas: education, skilling, rural development, natural resource management, financial literacy and inclusion. Within each of these, we have multiple projects that we do. We are here today to release the state report for Tamil Nadu, where we are working with 10 NGO partners. We've impacted more than 1.4 crore lives so far, and we have close to about 12 projects that are running in the area across multiple themes. It's a privilege to be here to be able to demonstrate and to talk about the work that we've been doing across all these themes with a special focus on natural resource management. Thank you.
இந்த இது வந்து தமிழ்நாடு ஒன்றிதானா இல்லை ஓவரால் தமிழ்நாட்டில் ஒன்றிதானா இல்லை ஓவரால்
நம்ம இந்தியாவில் இப்போ ஸ்டேட் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணி
What is he asking? Is currently in 28 states and 8 union territories, and today we are here in Tamil Nadu to talk about the work in Tamil Nadu. Thank you.
So how the farmers are getting it?
So largely under our rural development program, we work in close to 198 villages in Tamil Nadu. We work on various themes, but our primary stakeholders here are farmers, where we work in training them, in upskilling them on various cropping patterns so that they can increase their productivity. And related to that, we also work on natural resource management, where we try and see how we can make water available and improve the quality of the soil through chemical-free farming and through providing natural and organic manure. We've seen over the years that the input cost, the reduction in the input cost because of chemical-free farming
and the availability of water and a slight improvement in techniques is something that will almost double the income of the farmers.
How they are profit? How they are profit?
So the profit that they make is largely because the produce is more and the quality of the product is much better. They get a better rate in the market, and therefore of course it is a win-win for the farmers. In addition to this, we also do allied activities. So while farming is the main source of income, we also encourage them to diversify into things like beekeeping, into poultry and various other allied activities. And also we help them create enterprises by processing the produce. So instead of selling the produce, we also do local processing. So like for example, we do masalas and we do various other such food products which we process and sell. Again here that helps them to fetch a much better market rate. Thank you.